Hi, my name is Ikhyun Cho, second grade of Incheon Art and Science Academy. Today, I want to talk about the future of nuclear power. One day, after the invention of nuclear weapons in World War II, scientists in Chicago discovered a way to create energy by breaking the atomic nucleus of uranium and changing nuclear mass into energy. This is the first nuclear reactor. Since then, the ability of mine great amounts of energy from uranium nuclei has extremely increased. Now, 1 kilogram of fuel can power a household for 34 years. But you know that nuclear power is not viewed favorably. In many countries because humankind has disasters in Chernobyl, Fukushima, and others. Also, the radioactive waste also matters. In many countries, it is difficult to dispose of radioactive waste. But you should know that nuclear energy is the most clean, safe, powerful energy so far. Renewable energy such as solar power and wind power, cannot supply reliably because it's not always windy or the sun doesn't always shine. To make renewable energy reliable and not risk blackouts, we need a huge amount of capacitors. But right now, we simply don't have the tech and the capacities to replace fossil fuels. That's why we can throw away nuclear energy. Actually, there is no wind in the UK this year, so they decided to increase the utilization rate of nuclear power plants. Also, did you know that nuclear power plants do not emit CO2 at all? In simple terms, uranium-235 nucleus get bombarded with neutrons. The neutron is absorbed and it gets unstable, so it immediately splits into lighter elements and some additional neutrons. And this reaction goes again and again. As a result, nuclear fuel gets really hot, and we use hot nuclear fuel to boil the water and turn the turbine. That's it. There is no process that produces CO2 in nuclear power plants. Many countries are aiming to achieve zero carbon emissions, so they can throw away nuclear energy. In fact, currently the use of nuclear power in many countries is on the rise. Now you might say, okay, nuclear energy is very powerful and clean, but it's dangerous. But that's wrong. Although nuclear waste is dangerous, it is usually stored somewhere. However, we breathe byproducts of fossil fuel every day. This is similar to deaths in airplanes and deaths in car accidents. So for as long as we continue using fossil fuel, nuclear energy will save way more lives than it destroys. Also, nuclear fusion is the most favorable power generation method at present. Nuclear fusion power generation, imitating the principle of burning the sun, uses a mixture of deuterium and tritium as fuel, so it's no problem of resource depletion or greenhouse gas, because we can get them from the sea. Although tritium is a radioactive material, its half-life is only 12.3 years, so it is relatively free from concerns about nuclear waste. When the fuel supply is stopped, nuclear fusion is immediately stopped, so safety is also excellent. In Korea, the Korea Fusion Energy Research Institute has been conducting the research using K-STAR. There is no perfect energy resource. However, as we do more research about nuclear energy, we may find opportunities to solve the problems facing humanity today. I'll finish my speech today. Thank you.